Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm your host, Rondi Lambeth, bringing to you each and every day right here on K-Praise, 6:30 to 7, and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. What I think the banks, the credit bureaus, the collection companies, what I think they don't want you to know about your credit. You know, today on the show, I've been going over the Fair Credit Report Act. We've been going over Jack's credit report, going over his credit scores. And just to recap, Jack is a listener. He sent in his credit report. Now I'm auditing it for him. His starting credit score was 630, 633, and 624. What that represents is a percentage or likelihood that he's going to pay his bills on time. To make it easy to understand, I have my own formula. You put a period between the third and second number, or the second and third number, put a percentage sign behind it, and you have a percentage. So 63.0, 63.3, and 62.4% chance that if a bank loaned money to Jack, Jack would pay them back. There's never more than an 850 or 85% chance because life happens. So we are going over, right before the break, going over a public record versus a collection. Which one's worse on a credit report? This is my opinion. Collection is worse. In fact, I know it's worse because collection companies can re-age the account at any time. Now, it is illegal. Granted, it is illegal, but they do it anyway. Most of what collection companies do is illegal. The harassing phone calls, the constant pulling your credit, putting stuff on your credit report that shouldn't be there, re-aging it, it's all illegal, and yet that's standard operating procedure for most collection companies. So the code, the FICO reason code, says public record or a collection filed. Public record or collection filed. See, it doesn't say public record, which would be like a bankruptcy, and a collection. It says or. So what that means is a collection and a bankruptcy are the same on the credit report. Think about it. You go to the doctor and your health insurance does not pay the bills on time because of cash flow reasons. In fact, I've never heard of a insurance company that's ever paid their bills on time. No, they drag it out as long as possible. And so you go to the doctor, you pay your copay, and you think everything's hunky-dory. 6 months later, you get sent to collections because your insurance company paid the bill late. And that's going to have the same impact on your credit score as if you went and filed bankruptcy. Now, is that fair? Absolutely not. It has the same impact on your credit score as if you were a deadbeat dad. You'd never paid child support, and now the state put a judgment on your credit report. Is that fair? I think not, but that is the way the system is set up. Code 38, serious delinquency and public record or collection filed. It is a messed up system, but that's the system we live in. So collections are detrimental to your credit report. They will destroy your credit report. You must keep your accounts out of collections. You must make sure you pay your parking tickets. Next code is code 13. It says time since delinquency is too recent or unknown. Time since delinquency is too recent or unknown. Let's talk about that. Time since delinquency is too recent, so that would mean it's happened in the past too recently. And the rule of thumb is 24 months. Anything over 24 months doesn't really impact the credit score as much as if it was in the first 24 months, because 90% of people who default will default in the first 24 months. So once you hit that 25th month, you get a break and you get more credit scores. Kind of like when you turn 25 with your car insurance and when you turn 40 and you turn 50. You get a break because the likelihood of you being in an accident is much lower. The key word here, though, is unknown. It's not unknown what the keyword is. It is the keyword unknown. So it's code 13. Time since delinquency is too recent or unknown. Now, remember we talked about the Fair Credit Report Act? Fair Credit Report Act of 1971, which is a grandfather of all credit laws. It's what restricts and requires banks, collection companies, and credit bureaus to do certain things like report accurate, timely, and verifiable information. Let's break that down. Accurate means the entire account has to be accurate. Timely means they have to report it on time, and they can't report it more than generally 7 years for late payments, 10 years for public records, 20 years for tax liens, okay? 2 years for inquiries. That's timely. Verifiable. They must be able to verify the account and when you were late. So, why does it say that the time since delinquency is too recent or unknown? Because they don't know when he was late. Their records don't indicate when he was late, and yet it's still on his credit report. This is illegal, folks. They can't do this. They can't report something if they don't know when he was late, and yet they do it anyway, because that's how the banks and the credit bureaus and collection companies work. There are a bunch of crooks that are just trying to steal from us American people. Looks like we're running out of time, so we're going to continue with this tomorrow. I'm your host, Rondi Lambeth, and you're listening to Your Credit Matters, where I expose every day what the banks and the credit bureaus don't want you to know about your credit score. You can always reach me if you need some help. My number is 888-900-3678. That's 888-900-3678. Or simply go to the website, badcreditisAchoice.com. Again, that's badcreditisAchoice.com. I'm your host, Rondi Lambeth, bringing you the truth. And it's a truth that's going to set you free. Hi, this is Rondi, certified FICO credit professional. Did you know that 100%, you heard me, 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate? And based on those inaccuracies, the banks and the credit bureaus can make billions of dollars off of you, the American people. See, the more mistakes on a credit report, the more they can make. Do you think it's fair that while the banks are getting richer, you're getting poorer? While the banks are flying around in their fancy jets, you're barely scraping by. If you'd like to put a stop to what I call theft, give me a call. My number is 619-333-0111. Or you can go to the website, creditroadmap.com, and sign up to be on my newsletter and sign up for my free book on how you can fix your own credit. You'll be glad you did.
The preceding program was sponsored by Your Credit Matters.